What's going on, YouTube? OCD for EDC today. And what I got for your face balls here is we're going to talk about OTFs. This here happens to be the Guardian Tactical Recon Elite. Um, this is a big, badass OTF. It happens to be the biggest dual action OTF that I currently own. Um, I keep getting hit up and asked about OTFs, and I feel like there's a lot of myths and a lot of just falsehoods out there about OTFs and how they actually operate. Now, I personally have never owned a single action OTF, and so things might be different there. But certainly with all the dual action OTFs, everyone I've ever seen works kind of on the same principle. And I've got a disassembly video that explains exactly how this guy works. I'll link that in the description below so you can check that out if you're interested. But one of the things that we're going to talk about here is just how dangerous these knives are. Are they dangerous at all? Are they more dangerous than other knives? A lot of people freak out when they see this and they automatically think that it's illegal. I just think there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to OTFs. So anyway, let's get right into it. So this particular knife here is sporting L-Max blade steel. It is extremely sharp, which I might be able to show you here. This thing is certainly shaving sharp, as you can see there. So we certainly have got a really fine. This is actually kind of like a hollow ground tanto point here, and then it's flat ground back here in this portion. But what we're really going to be looking at here is the tip. So as you can see, this is a pretty fine tip for such a large blade. But the other stuff that we got here, so I've got a standard, this is actually a Honeycrisp apple, just straight out of the fridge. And then we got a couple other oddball things that were in my refrigerator for some unknown reason. Apparently my kids and wife thought that we needed to try these random fruits. So from what I understand, this here is referred to as a horn fruit or a kiwano fruit. This ought to be kind of interesting. And this is a papaya, for those that aren't familiar. Not generally, these two things aren't super standard. We also have just standard corrugated cardboard here. I just got a little piece. And then we also have got just some standard printer paper. So one of the things I want to show and that everybody talks about, I think there's a lot of people out there that believe that if you went up and stuck this in someone's gut or, up against their body like this and fired this, would it actually, would it come out the other side of my hand? Now, because I don't want to get cut, I'm not going to show that, but no, it won't come out the other side of my hand. Would it cut me? Absolutely. But here, if I can show this off, so I'm just going to fire this right into this paper and we're going to see how much of it comes out the other side. You ready? So there you go. That was one sheet of printer paper. So it was enough to stop that blade from going all the way out. It did not fully lock, as you can see. I'm trying not to keep, show how much of it came through the paper there. But as you can see, just a single sheet of paper was enough to keep this blade from fully locking out. So now we're going to pull this off, and so you can see the hole that it left there. Of course, yes, it did go all the way through the paper. But as you can see, just a single sheet of paper. And so now the OTF is, as they refer to it, off track. So all this is, there's two little dogs in here that capture the blade out at the end. So now it's locked out. Same thing on the retraction. Like I said, I've got a full disassembly that fully explains how this works. And there's two little catch points down here. And when the blade is between those two catch points, it's just working off the inertia and the momentum and the weight of the blade to throw it out. You're just building up a little bit of spring energy and then releasing it, and that's what allows that blade to fly out like that. So you see what it did there on one sheet of paper. Let's just take it. I'm going to fold this sheet of printer paper in half. and we'll see what it does essentially with two pieces or doubled up. Here we go. So there you go. That's what you're looking at right there. So, of course, that's a sharp ass tip. So would it hurt? Would it cut you? Are you going to bleed? Absolutely. But is it going to kill you? Is this thing going to go into your heart, and disembowel someone? Absolutely not. So even if you were to go up and shove this in someone's gut and pull the trigger, chances are if they're wearing thick enough clothing, it may not even scratch them. So we'll do it again here. 2 sheets of paper. Oh, so there you go. That one actually went through a little better. I held the paper a little more firm. So, of course with paper, you get a lot of deflection there. You can see their knife is off track again. So I'm going to pull it out, get it back on track, and we'll see if we can retract it. Yeah, see, just with the friction of the paper, it wouldn't even retract the knife. So anyway, but we've got this fruit out here to see how it does when we stick it into something a little more substantial, something that's actually going to take the full force of the blade, and we'll see how much, how much blade actually goes into this fruit. So I'm going to start with the apple, and we'll see what happens here. All right. So you can see, again, blade is off track, and, we certainly have got the entire Tonto tip. So let me put my thumb on it here. So there you go. That's how much of that knife went into that apple. Now, again, would that hurt? No doubt. It's not going to be fun. You're not going to want to do that to yourself or someone that you like. But again, even with this right here, I don't know here. Let me grab this really quick and we'll see what we got for an actual measurement here. So let's just say it was about right there. So we're 9/10 of an inch is how far that thing went into that apple. So, would that be fun? Absolutely not. Do I want to do it to myself? Hell no. But would it kill you? Negative. So, anyway, even if you were to do this up against someone's head, is it going to cut the skin? Sure. But is it going to be any more dangerous than any other knife out there? No, it's not. And honestly, I think you could make a lot of arguments that OTFs are even safer than a lot of knives, just because your hands are never in the cutting path. Double action OTFs, you can pull them out of your pocket, you can deploy them, you can do whatever cutting you need to do, and right back in the pocket, and never alter your grip or change your grip at all other than, sliding your thumb. So, OTFs are really a pretty safe option, honestly. So anyway, so as you can see there, and like I said before, this knife is insanely sharp. So it's not like I'm dealing with some, totally dull piece of shit here that isn't cutting into these things. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit further and try and let that blade carry a little bit more momentum. We'll see what happens here. All right. So again, we didn't even make it into we did down here, I guess, but we didn't get up to the full thickness of the blade. So let me put my thumb there. So again, we're right at probably, just under an inch that it went in, maybe, around 8/10 or something. It looked like it went in a little less there. So, nothing that's going to, like I said, kill anyone or anything even remotely close to that. So, the horn fruit. Yeah, we might save that guy for last because it's kind of cool looking. I don't know. I want to cut that open and see what it looks like inside. I guess for those that want to see, we'll just cut this apple here real quick. So, this was just a standard apple. But again, nothing too crazy or unexpected there. Uh, yeah, like I said, OTFs are not nearly as dangerous as what people think, or when they see them, hear them, and of course, this one here is a pretty scary looking bitch. I understand that. You got the double fullers in there, blood grooves, and these, bloodletting holes, and on and on and on, whatever. All that's just for looks. It's all just aesthetics. And I understand with a lot of people out there, looks are everything, and people get their panties in a wad over all kinds of stuff. But the reality is that this is no more dangerous than any other knife of its same size and sharpness and all of those things. So let's check out, we'll set this guy to the side for a minute. Let's check out this papaya here and see what's going to happen. So here we go. All right. Again, it looks like it is actually maybe a little tougher than the apple was, but basically we're looking at about the exact same sort of situation there as far as depth. And actually, I'm going to throw this cutting board down here real quick. So again, it stopped the blade. And all right, so now that we got this cut open, I am going to wipe my knife off again. I don't want to drag all this fruit crap back into the handle of the OTF. That's kind of the one negative about the OTF. If you get a bunch of junk stuck in there, you just got to take it apart and clean it. It's not the end of any worlds. It's just not something I want to do right this moment. So, anyway, let's, I don't know, for those that don't know, the consistency of a papaya is pretty soft. So I'm going to go into the middle of this thing, and we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it's going to go in significantly deeper. Like I said, the consistency on these things is pretty mushy. So here we go. All right. So there you go. We about got up. Yeah. So just about to that first bloodletting hole there. So holy cow, you can see just how insanely dangerous this is. You can see the hole that it made right there. But like I said, for those that don't know, papayas are very mushy and soft on the inside. There you go. You can see how soft this stuff it really is. So, again, nothing that's going to kill anyone or, cause any sort of internal damage. Again, will it cut the skin? Yes. Even that soft, mushy papaya, the knife came off track. So, lock it out there. Wipe this off again. Now, for the big badass horn fruit here, or whatever, kiwano? I can't remember what the hell this thing's called. It's a weird looking thing. So, anyway, let's get into it. Let's see what happens here. So, I'm going to stick this right up on the side here. Now, this thing feels, I personally have never tried one of these. This thing feels pretty interesting. Feels like it has a pretty hard skin on the outside, but feels kind of mushy on the inside. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, here we go. All right. Again, not even all the way up past the hollow ground portion. So, you can see there, that's what we're talking about on the old kiwana fruit, or horn fruit, or I'm sorry, horn melon. Anyway, nothing to write home about. And I'm going to guess that this guy's pretty mushy on the inside as well. Let's take a look here. Holy shit. That's not what I was expecting. So, it's extremely mushy on the inside. That's crazy. All right. You can see the goo coming out there. This is like a freaking, I don't know what that is. I don't even know where these things come from. I'm not familiar with this type of fruit, but let's give her one more go. We're going to shove this thing right down this mushy center and see what happens. We're going to get a little closer this time. Here we go. All right. So, actually, that one still came off track. You can see the liquid there. So that by far is the deepest that went in. You can see where it's all wet and slimy from this horn melon. Um, Man, I'm glad I got the cutting board. I wasn't expecting this thing to be all wet inside like that, or dripping everywhere, I guess. But as you can see, guys, still, this thing, you're not going up and sticking this into someone's belly and disemboweling them or anything like that. So I just wanted to put this out there. I keep getting asked about it. Um, Tons of people have hit me up, and you know that I think they look at this and they think that it's like a freaking ram set tool or something, like it's a 22 cartridge that fires this blade out, and it's gonna, you could go up and stick it in someone's belly button and have it sever their spine or something. It doesn't work that way. So, like I said, check out the my disassembly video. I'm gonna link it in the description down below, and hopefully bring a better understanding to how these OTFs work, and hopefully get people to understand that this really is a tool, and it's a good tool. It's actually a safe tool, and it's no more dangerous than any other knife. So yeah, anyway, there we go, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and I will talk to you next time. Have a good one.